So let's have a recap of the incident that happened. Can you just give us a summary of everything that happened on Ibom Air, I think Wednesday? So give us a recap, please.
Yeah, it was a very unfortunate but avoidable event. And I feel particularly sad because I spent the entire 2024 preaching against, almost like a pastor, against unruly passenger behavior. Worse still, for the fact that I hear that this unruly passenger is a lawyer who should know better. Apparently, sometime in December 2024, she had a baggage short-landed. You know, short-landed means that the bag did not arrive with you on the same flight. But the airline did what they ought to have done according to the regulations. The very next day, her bags not only arrived, but against their policy, they had a driver take her luggage to her in Aba, which is not intra-city per her flight. So when an airline has done that for you, you have no reason to fear that they will not deliver another short-landed baggage to you in Abuja. Now, before passengers boarded that flight, they had been told, you know, Christmas, New Year season, people travel with more luggage, coming in and going out. She had been informed that her baggage may not arrive with her on that flight. She agreed. And it wasn't just her. Every passenger. Those with bags above 20 kg even have to sign an indemnity form. You know. So, you know, when you're sitting and looking through the window, you can see the lineup of bags outside. And she noticed that hers was among those being taken back to the terminal. And then she became very, very agitated. Came out, stepped outside, became very unruly, throwing tantrums, disrupting the flight. And when she was asked to, deboard, you know, so that she can be reconciled with her bag, she got back into the plane, laid on the floor, started rolling around, throwing all sorts of tantrums. And Uyo is a sunset airport. And so at the end of the day, everybody on that flight, the 89 other passengers, because there were 90 in all, could not make that flight.
But can you speak to the NCAA regulations that, you know, control air passengers, their behavior on aircraft and even at the airport?
As far as the regulations are concerned, there's punishment for every act of unruliness at the airport. And unruliness here refers to both incidents inside the terminal and on the aircraft. Could the airline have done better, moved quicker to deboard her and ensure that the others flew? Yes. But also you cannot blame the airline because one, the woman had no right to behave like that in any case. Two, in light of recent other events, there's always a moral problem about how to go about these issues. Increasingly, because of the influence of social media, airlines are afraid. If we are forcing her out of the plane, people make videos and post out there, people will misconstrue these things. It reflects on our image and all of that. AFSEC came there, did the best they could, and protected her from lynching. Because you could hear the voices of and statements of the other passengers who made those videos. Usually, it's typical for passengers to band together against the airline. But in this case, you see, it was passengers against a passenger.
Another passenger.
It tells a lot. But this year, 2025, we will prosecute, we will punish unruly passengers to no end. She may just be the very first example for the year.
So what are the processes of the prosecution? Is NCAA actively involved? Are you handing over to security? What exactly are the processes?
When these things happen, the protocol is that AFSEC will take the passenger into custody at Tango City. Tango City is a holding cell at the airport, and from there transferred to the police. The police force, working with the airline, now prosecutes in this particular case, she was in detention for 2 days with the police for terrorism before being charged to court. The court has granted her bail, but the hearing will proceed. I will make sure that it is not swept under the carpet.
So do you know the likely sanctions that she will be given, or is she likely to go to jail?
These things depends on the charges. Okay. If the charge today, I'm going to get the full briefing from Ibom Air. If the charge is still for terrorism, of course, it's jail term, definitely. And she will also pay heavily for the losses, financial losses, she has caused the airline and other passengers too.
So let's get like an overview of your plans for 2025. What exactly is NCAA planning to do in terms of consumer safety, aviation safety? What are the projections? What do you look forward to happening in this year?
With regards to safety, there's not much that needs to change. They say if it's not broken, you don't fix it. Nigeria has one of the best safety records in aviation globally. That's why since the coming of the Honorable Minister and my DGCA, there's been no plane crash, except for the unfortunate helicopter crash. That's not a commercial flight in that sense of it. It's still unfortunate. And we look forward to ensuring that it doesn't happen anymore. The DGCA takes safety very seriously, and that is why we recently commissioned the flight data center, where we can simulate incidents like the helicopter crash. So what it does is, if an incident occurs, even if we were not there physically, the system in the flight data center can simulate exactly what happened, drawing data from the black box, and then we simulate, oh, it was at this point this thing happened, this was exactly how the plane tilted, and all of those things. That way we are able to collate data and prevent the same errors from happening next time. It's a major achievement for us. Consumer protection wise, I have a few gray areas I need to focus on this year. But my mantra for the year is providing world-class service to Nigerian passengers compulsorily. We will improve, we will achieve it. Also, we are taking data collection very seriously, because data has been the bane of the industry for the longest time. And I am not quite satisfied with the level we have gotten to with regards to data collection, because without accurate data, we cannot plan, strategize, prevent, and resolve a whole lot of issues. And so we'll do better with that this year. That's why we are going full automation. We also hope to, we will ensure better compliance from the airlines this year. Now we have begun to issue sanctions. This morning I finally got feedback from our legal department with regards to the 5 airlines against whom we initiated, enforcement action. Hopefully those letters will be signed this week. But also expect more sanctions, in fact, heavier sanctions. As a matter of fact, I've instructed the team presently to gather all of the cases we have against a particular international airline. You may witness the heaviest fine in the history of aviation in Nigeria.